Welcome. Welcome to this yoga practice. My intention is to work deep into the core of the body, but in a very, very gentle manner, and to bring in a sense of grounding and support, as well as a release of stress and tension. So I'm going to invite you to begin in constructed rest pose. To do so, we are going to come down onto our backs. You may want to come down gently. A gentle entry would be to lie on your side first, and then gently roll onto your back. We're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat, knees bent. And then the feet and the knees should be hip width distance apart, so they should be in line with your hips. And the feet should be about 12 to 16 inches away from the glutes. You may bring the palms of your hand to rest on the mat so that you can really feel the support of the mat and the ground beneath you, really feel those points of contact. And just allow your body to naturally settle. So without making any effort to bring any part of your body into contact, we're going to begin by just connecting to our natural breath. Let's start actually by just taking a nice deep breath in through the nose here. Sighing it out through the mouth. And just allowing the body to naturally settle onto the mat. So as we connect to our natural breath, I invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. With our natural breath, each one is a little different from the breath that came before it. So observe the breath as it enters the body, the coolness coming in through the nostrils. Observe the breath as it leaves the body, feeling the warmth of the breath. And then I invite you to go a little deeper, connecting with your breath, and really bring your awareness to the body and the body's experience of the breath. Where in the body are you experiencing the breath? Maybe feeling the expansion of the belly as the breath comes in. Feeling the belly fall. As we connect to our natural breath, what other sensations are there in the body? You may experience a little tingling in the palms, where they connect to your mat, and the soles of the feet. You may experience a little tingling at the crown of the head. And as you're connecting with your natural breath, thoughts are going to arise, but we can recognize those thoughts and simply allow them to fall away. We do not need to engage them. Taking a few moments here, just continuing to connect with the natural breath. I invite you now to observe the body, the points of contact that you feel most deeply connected to the mat. So perhaps the back of the head, the shoulders, the sacrum, soles of the feet, palms of the hands. Just observe where your body is most deeply connected to the mat, the support beneath you. And as you continue to breathe naturally, observe as the body settles more deeply onto the mat. You can feel other body parts gently succumbing to gravity, melting their way onto the mat. Really bringing the awareness into the body's experience. And now I invite you to shift from your physical experience of the body on the mat to a more energetic experience, to observing the energy of you. That tingling that we talked about that you may be experiencing. Just the feeling of you, the essence of you. I invite you now to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And listen to the whisperings of your heart. What is it that brought you to your mat for this practice? What is it that you wish to cultivate or to release? I invite you now to set your intention for your practice. Once you have set your intention, draw a deep breath in through the nose, allowing that breath to circulate your intention through every beautiful light-filled cell of your body before we gently release the breath. We bring the hands back, the arms back to your sides. We're going to gently and slowly extend the legs out on the mat. And just take a pause here. Shavasana, just observe the body. A nice deep breath in through the nose. Side out through the mouth. We're going to take this right leg and bend at the knee. And then bring the leg up so that the thigh is perpendicular to your mat and the calf is parallel to the mat. And then we're going to bring our right hand to rest on the right thigh. And we're going to simultaneously push against the thigh with the right hand while we're also bringing that right leg in toward the body. So kind of opposing forces here. And we're breathing. And then gently release the effort on both sides. Release the pressure of the hand, release the movement, the engagement of the leg muscles, and then slowly extend that right leg down to meet the left. Bring the right arm back to your side, close the eyes, and just take a few breaths to observe. Now we're going to do the same thing with the left leg. So bending at the left knee, bringing that left thigh so that it is perpendicular to the mat, left calf so that it is parallel to the mat. We'll bring the left hand onto the left thigh, pushing the hand against the thigh and pushing the thigh as if you're bringing the thigh into the chest. Kind of opposing forces at work and breathing. then releasing both, allowing that left leg to extend, coming down to rest beside the right, moving slowly. Left arm coming to the side, and again, just taking a few breaths to observe, making sure the shoulders are down, away from the ears. Just observe the body. Now we're going to bend both legs and bring both legs up so that both thighs are perpendicular to the mat. Both calves are parallel to the mat. Left hand to left thigh, right hand to right thigh, and then that same movement of opposing forces, really not a movement, just that same force of the hands pressing against the thighs and the thighs pressing against the hands as they engage to move toward the body, but the hands are pressing against them, and we're breathing. And gently releasing, allowing the legs to extend long. This time we're going to take the palms, place them on the thighs. Gently press down with the palms, but don't engage the thighs. Allow the legs to remain relaxed. So there's just this gentle pressure on the upper thighs. And breathing. And you can release the hands, bring them back down to the sides, resting at your sides, and pause and observe. Now we're going to go through that same sequence, but we're going to do so in bridge pose or bridge shape. We call them shapes and yins. It's a little hybrid this morning for today's practice. If bridge is not speaking to you, you may go through that same sequence again, lying on your back, just as we did. If you would like to come into bridge, I'm going to invite you to come up to seated. So we're going to inhale. We're going to draw the knees into the chest. Give ourselves a little rock, a little love to that sacrum, gentle rock back and forth. And then you may roll to whichever side is more accessible for you, resting the head on the bicep. Again, this is if you wish to come into bridge. If you do not, you can just remain lying on your back. We'll plant the hand of the top arm onto the ground in front of us, support ourselves up, and you may wish to grab, this will be a supported bridge, so either a yoga block or a couple of blankets folded and stacked on top of each other, or even a bolster. So whatever you're going to use for support. So if you are going to come into bridge, I want you to remain seated right now and just watch me as I set up. Once you are in bridge, you do not want to turn your head. So once you're in bridge, we're going to keep our eyes to the sky. So if you're coming into bridge, you're simply watching right now. If you're not coming into bridge, you are simply lying and breathing right now. So I'm going to come back down to my back. I'm going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat, bringing the feet in close to the glutes. I'm going to firmly plant the soles of the feet in onto the mat. I'm going to tilt the pelvis, inhale, and lift the hips. I'm going to take that support and slide it under my sacrum. So I'm using a block on the medium setting. At this point, I am in bridge and my eyes are to the sky. I'm not turning my head. So again, I will just allow you to either meet me in bridge right now or to remain in Shavasana, lying on your back on your mat. If you are coming into bridge, once you are in bridge, the eyes stay up toward the sky, head does not turn, and you are following my voice. I will guide you through everything. We're going through those same exact movements. So we'll begin by lifting the right foot off of the mat, bringing that right leg so that it is perpendicular, the right thigh is perpendicular to the mat, the right calf is parallel to the mat. Taking the right hand, placing the right palm on the thigh, pressing against the thigh while the thigh presses in against the palm, and breathing. Release the palm from the thigh. We're going to extend that left leg out. Extend the right leg to meet the left leg. Just pause and observe for a moment. Now we'll keep that right leg extended. Bend the left knee, bring that left thigh. Again, keeping the eyes to the sky, do not turn your head. Bringing the left thigh so that it is perpendicular to the mat. Left calf is parallel to the mat. Left palm to the left thigh. The palm presses against the thigh as the thigh presses against the palm, and we're breathing. Release, bringing that arm to rest by your side, slowly lowering that left leg, extending it out with the right, pausing and observing. And we're going to bend both legs. We're going to move slowly. Take your time, find your balance here. So both thighs are perpendicular to the mat, both calves are parallel to the mat. Again, we're not turning our head, we're keeping the eyes to the sky. Taking your right palm, placing it on your right thigh, left palm on your left thigh, pressing the palms against the thighs, pressing the thighs against the palms as if they're working their way toward the body, but the palms are resisting, and we're breathing. We're going to slowly lower the legs, slowly extend them out. Bring the palms to rest at the top of the thighs. Again, just gently pressing on the tops of the thighs, just a little bit of gentle pressure while the legs are relaxed, and we're breathing. Release the palms. We're going to hold our bridge, our supported bridge shape in yin now for 3 minutes. So if you have not yet come into bridge, I invite you to get yourself a block or a stack of blankets or a couple of pillows or a bolster. I invite you to come lying on your back, bending the knees, bringing the feet in toward the glutes, planting the soles of the feet on the mat, tilting the pelvis, lifting the hips, and placing your support beneath your sacrum. If you are already in bridge, or once you are in bridge, you have a couple of options. You may take supported bridge with the knees bent, just like I just kind of guided you into. Or if you would like to have the legs extended out on the mat, you may do that. The knees are no longer bent, the legs are extended, the sacrum is still supported by the block. So I invite you to find your shape in bridge, whichever you prefer. Again, we do not turn our heads once we're in bridge, and we are going to hold bridge for 3 minutes. I invite you to bring your awareness inward during our yin shapes. Again, connecting with that natural breath, really focusing on the points of contact between your body and the mat, the soles of the feet, the palms of the hands, the back of the head, the shoulders. Even extending some gratitude for those points of contact and that support. And then just really dropping deeply into the body, sensing the body, experiencing the body's experience of the shape. Finding stillness and silence as we go inward. point. If you need to make any micro adjustments, I invite you to do so. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. Again, without turning your head, we're going to make sure our feet are firmly planted onto the mat. As we inhale, we can exert some pressure into the soles of the feet. Lift the hips, slide the support out from under the sacrum, and slowly, one vertebra at a time, bring ourselves down to the mat, moving very, very slowly. And then we are going to extend the legs out, coming into Shavasana for our rebound. So we'll take the rebound, and again, observe the effects of the shape on the body. Observe the experience of the body. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. Wrap our arms around them. Give ourselves a little hug. And a gentle rock back and forth. Show that sacrum a little love. Slowly, gently rocking back and forth. Little massage to the sacrum. And when you're ready, you're going to gently roll to whichever side is more accessible to you. Coming to rest for a moment. Head on the bicep. Take the hand of that top arm, plant it firmly on the ground in front of you. Feel the support under your palm. Take a nice inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to push into that palm, push the earth away from us. Come up slowly and gently. You will need either a blanket or a beach towel. We're going to roll up your blanket or towel, whichever you're working with. If you have a yoga blanket, we're going to roll it so the tassels are on the inside. So start with the tassel side. And then once you've got a nice roll, we're going to place this across the mat, about at the middle. We're going to come lying on our bellies so that the towel or blanket is under the upper thighs, so just below the pelvis. So you can bring yourself down to lie on your belly. And take your time, make sure that you're set up so that the blanket is just below the pelvis, across the upper thighs. Then we'll bring the arms up. Take the left palm, place it on the mat, stack the right palm on top of it, and then you can rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. We're going to push into the thighs, so pushing into the thighs against the blanket, feeling the tilt of the pelvis here. Breathing as we're pushing against the blanket with the thighs. And then gently releasing. And breathing and pausing. Resting and observing.
And now again, pushing into the blanket with the tops of the thighs. Breathing. And then releasing, pausing, observing. We'll do that 3 more times. So pressing into the blanket with the thighs, feeling the pelvis tilt as we press in, breathing. And then releasing, relaxing the legs. Again, pressing with the thighs against the blanket or the towel. Breathing. And releasing, relaxing those muscles. And then one last time, pressing into the blanket with the thighs, pelvis tilts, pressing, pressing, and breathing. And release. If you need to make any adjustment to the blanket, just make sure it's against the tops of the thighs if it shifted at all. Again, the forehead is resting on the backs of the hands, and we are going to stay in this shape for 3 minutes here. Again, bringing the awareness inward, focusing our attention inward on the experience of the body, feeling any shifts in the physical body, and connecting with our natural breath. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Moving very slowly, we're going to slide those hands beneath our shoulders. We're going to slowly and gently support ourselves up. Shift the blanket off the mat. And then if you'd like to come into tabletop with wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips, and maybe just circle the 4 corners of the mat, making sure you move in both directions. after you've taken whatever other movement might be calling to you, we're going to come into a butterfly fold. So if you'd like to place a blanket beneath the hips to elevate them just a little bit, I invite you to do that. If you would like to grab a bolster or a pillow or pillows, you might like to have that handy. We'll come sitting on our blanket, and we'll bring the soles of the feet together. And then we'll make sure that they are a little bit in front of the body so that we get this nice diamond shape. If you'd like to place blocks or folded blankets or pillows beneath the knees for support, you may do that. The pillows or bolster may either come across your lap like this and you may fold over it, or if you do have a bolster, if you'd like to place it across the ankles this way or this way to support your head, you may do that. Once you've kind of got your support into place, we'll take a nice deep breath in, elongate through the spine, bringing the crown of the head toward the ceiling. We're going to hinge forward from the hips, but we are going to round the back as we fold forward into our butterfly fold. We will hold this for 3 minutes. I'll let you know when we reach the halfway point. If you feel the body opening any further, you can make micro adjustments at that time. Until then, connect with your natural breath. Drop deep down into the body, bring the awareness within. The halfway point, if you feel your body opening into the shape, you'd like to make any micro adjustments, I invite you to do that now. And then come back into stillness. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. We're going to move very, very slowly here. Take the hands and just walk them back in toward the body, bringing the torso up. The head is going to be the last thing to come back into alignment with the spine. We can take our props and shift them off of the mat. And then we're going to take our rebound in Shavasana. So again, if you would like a nice gentle entry, you can come to lie on your side and then roll onto your back, or you may simply come down to your back. Extending the legs out, arms at the sides, taking a pause and observing the effects of the shape on the body.
breath in through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. I invite you to bend your knees, bringing the soles of the feet about mat width distance apart, and then bringing the knees in to meet at the center. We're going to do some very gentle and slow moving windshield wipers with the knees, pairing the movement with the breath. So we'll take an inhale here at center. As we exhale, we'll slowly lower the knees to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling the knees to the left. Inhaling to center. Exhaling knees to the right. Inhaling to center. Exhaling to the left. Inhaling to center. Exhaling to the right. And then one more time. Inhaling to center. Exhaling to the left. Inhaling to center. As we exhale, we can bring the knees into the body. Wrap our arms around them, give ourselves a hug, and then a gentle rock side to side. Another massage for the sacrum, little love for the spine. When you're ready, slowly and gently roll to whichever side is accessible for you. Resting your head on your bicep. Taking a pause for a moment. Then planting the palm of that hand that's attached to the top arm firmly onto the ground in front of you, really feeling the support of the ground beneath your palm. Inhaling, exhaling, pushing the earth away, slowly and gently coming up. We're going to come into a swan shape, which is yin for pigeon. So if you would like to grab a block or a blanket to place beneath your hip, if you would like some support there, I invite you to do that. And then we're going to come into tabletop. So again, we'll bring the knees directly beneath the hips, wrists directly beneath the shoulders. We're going to bring that right knee forward toward the right wrist and then kind of kick that right foot out a little bit and then walk that left foot back so that we're extending the left leg behind us. This is where you may want a pillow, or I like a folded blanket because it has a little more give. So you can just place that beneath your hip. We'll inhale, lengthen through the spine. As we exhale, we're coming into sleeping swan. So we're going to fold over that bent leg, taking our time coming down. You may want to stack your fists. Place your forehead on your fists. And we will hold sleeping swan for 3 minutes. I will let you know when we've reached the halfway point in case you would like to make any micro adjustments.
halfway through the shape, if you feel your body opening up into it, you would like to make a micro adjustment, maybe bringing the forehead down to the backs of the hands, I invite you to do so before coming back to stillness. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Can lift the forehead just enough to bring those hands beneath the shoulders. We're going to move very, very slowly here. Firmly planting the palms of the hands onto the ground, feeling a little gratitude for that support and connection. We're going to slowly bring ourselves up. You can release that remove the prop rather. Tuck the toes of the back foot so that you can release that right foot. And then you can come into, if you want to shift back into child's pose for a moment, that may feel good. So bring the hips over the heels, knees can be wide, forehead to the mat, just releasing the hips for a moment. Or if you would like to, from tabletop, again, circle the four corners of the mat, making sure you're moving in both directions. And then when you're ready, make sure if you do want that support beneath the hip, make sure that's handy. Come back into tabletop so the wrists are beneath the shoulders, knees are beneath the hips. We're going to bring that left knee forward toward the left wrist, kind of kick out that left foot. And this left shin is relatively parallel to the top of the mat. That looks different for everybody. We're going to walk that right foot back so that we're extending that right leg behind us. And then if you would like to place support beneath that left hip, you may do that. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, very, very slowly lower yourself down into sleeping swan. Again, whatever support you would like for your forehead. If you'd like a block down here so that you can place your forehead on a block, that's fine. Or a bolster, if you just like to stack your fists, whatever support works for you. And we will hold sleeping swan for 3 minutes. Bringing the awareness within, connecting with the natural breath. We're about at the halfway point. If you feel your body opening into it, if you want to make any micro adjustments or back out if you need to, remembering that each side is different, so your experience on this side may be different from your experience on the other side, and then returning to stillness. halfway through if you'd like to make any micro adjustments. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Again, moving very, very slowly. We lift the forehead just enough to release the hands, bring them beneath our shoulders. Firmly plant the palms onto the mat. Feel the support of the mat and the ground beneath us. Extend some gratitude down for that support. Press ourselves away from the earth. Can tuck those right toes. Lift up that right leg so we can release the front leg, the left leg. Again, if you'd like to just shift back for a moment, and then we are going to take our rebound on our backs. So take your time coming down. You can come to rest on your side. And then slowly and gently roll to your back, extending the legs, coming into Shavasana for the rebound, bringing the awareness within and really fully, deeply dropping into the body, observing the body's experience of the shape. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. We're going to bend the knees and bring them into the chest. Wrap our arms around them. Give ourselves a nice hug. Gentle rock back and forth. And then we're going to come to stillness. Knees are still bent. We'll take the arms, you can either bring them out to a T or you can bring them out to goalpost arms. We're going to come into a twist here. So we're going to gently and slowly lower the legs to the right, remembering that the higher up the legs are, the higher in the spine you will feel the twist. The lower the knees are, the lower in the spine you will feel the twist. You want the left shoulder to remain on the mat, so if you need a blanket beneath it, if you'd like to place a blanket beneath the knees, to support them, you may. And then the head can either remain in neutral with the eyes to the sky. You can turn to gaze over your right shoulder for more of a gentle twist, or over your left shoulder for a little bit of a deeper twist. So find your shape in twist. We will hold here for 2 minutes. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth.
head is turned to one side, you may return it to neutral. We're going to bring the knees back into the chest. If you need to shift the hips in order to bring the spine back into alignment, you may do that. And then the arms come back either to the T or to goalpost arms, and we are going to take the legs and slowly, gently lower them to the left, twisting to the other side, keeping that right shoulder on the mat or placing a blanket beneath it, finding your shape in your twist, how high up you want those knees, where you want to feel the twist in your spine, and then choosing to gaze over the left shoulder for more of a gentle twist, keeping the head in neutral or turning the head to gaze over the right shoulder for a little bit of a deeper twist and holding for about 2 minutes. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. Returning the head to neutral. Again, bringing the knees back into the chest, giving yourself a hug. If you'd like, a gentle rock side to side. And then we are going to set up for our Shavasana. So, I invite you to get a blanket, perhaps a pillow. You could place a folded blanket beneath your head. You could place a pillow beneath your head. You may wish to have a bolster or a couple folded blankets or a pillow beneath your knees. And then you can come to lie down on your back, placing a blanket over you if you would like. If you have an eye pillow, if you'd like to place an eye pillow over your eyes or a washcloth, take your time to set yourself up into a comfortable Shavasana position. Once you get there, I invite you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. And I now invite you to visualize yourself walking on a path. It is a moss-covered path. You can feel the soft, moist moss beneath your bare feet. It is warm, it is comfortable, you are safe. It is a beautiful, warm, sunny day. You can feel the warmth of the sunshine glowing in the sky, gently warming you. A gentle breeze blows your hair back as you make your way along this mossy path. And this path is lined on both sides by flowering trees, flowering shrubs, flowers of all varieties, and they are beautifully fragrant. So as you walk down this mossy path, you are surrounded by beautiful blossoms. You breathe in deeply and take in their gorgeous fragrance. The sun is shining, there's a gentle breeze, the birds are chirping, and you hear the sound of gentle water moving. As you continue along this path, you come to a natural pool of water, and at the far end there is a very gentle waterfall. This pool is also surrounded by flowers, flowering bushes, trees with blossoms hanging over the pool of water. And as you approach it, you dip a toe in, and the temperature of the water is perfect. So you step into the water, slowly allowing yourself to come all the way into the pool.
And then allowing your feet to come up so that you are floating, completely supported by this warm, gentle water. As you allow your body to float on the water, relaxing, your muscles finding ease, knowing that you are supported and embraced by the water, you look up and admire the blossoms hanging above you and surrounding the pool. You enjoy the sound of the waterfall. The breeze picks up ever so slightly and begins to blow blossoms into the water. As flowers now surround you, some soft petals gently fall on your body. You can smell their delicious fragrance all around you. As you're floating in ease, fully supported and embraced by the water, you allow yourself to release anything that is no longer serving you, any tension, any stress. You let it go and allow the water to take it away from you. As you release your tension and stress into the water and feel the loving embrace of the water, you almost feel as if you become one with the water. You can no longer tell where your body ends and the water begins. After a few moments of floating in ease, in the loving embrace of the water, surrounded by the fragrance of the flowers, you allow your feet to drop down so that you may walk out of the pool, come back to the mossy path. And as you proceed a little further on the path, you come to an open air stone temple. As you step inside, you see a large circle of flower blossoms on the ground. In the middle is a pile of violet-colored pillows and blankets, the softest pillows and blankets you can imagine. You step into the circle of flower blossoms and you make yourself comfortable on the pillows and the blankets, whether you're seated or lying down. Once you've made yourself comfortable in the center of the flower blossoms, allow yourself to be open to receiving. Allow yourself to receive any guidance or messages that are coming to you. Take a moment here to receive messages and guidance. I will guide you back when it's time. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. It's time to slowly and gently bring movement back to the body, wiggling fingers and toes, circling hands at wrists, feet at ankles, stretching the arms overhead as if you're taking your first stretch of the morning with a deep breath in. I invite you to bring your knees into the chest, wrap your arms around them, give yourself a hug of gratitude for bringing yourself to your mat today. Take a gentle rock back and forth, coming to roll on whichever side is accessible, resting there for a moment with your head on your bicep. Firmly planting the hand of the top arm onto the earth in front of you, pushing yourself away from the earth and slowly coming into a seated position, taking your time. Bring our hands to heart center in prayer position as I wish you peace. I wish you ease. I thank you for joining me for this practice. And I tell you that the light in me honors and cherishes the light in you.